Okay, in the last class we had studied about logarithms and what are the terms related to logarithms, right? So log m to the base a is equal to x, correct? Now the exponential form, so we'll write it as a power x is equal to m, right? Now m, we'll call it as the argument, right? Now a is the base and x is the, say it is the result of log m to the base a, fine? Okay, now I think in the last class we had seen conditions for m, correct? So there are few conditions where this logarithm can, you can say there are few values, right? There are few values for which this logarithms is not defined, right? Now we saw that m must be greater than 0, m cannot be equal to 0, right? And m cannot be negative, okay? M cannot be negative, fine. So these are the conditions for m. Now let us see the conditions for a, right? Now these are the conditions where you cannot define a logarithm, okay? So your logarithm, it won't, log function, it won't give you any result, okay? Fine. Now conditions for a, if you look at a what we saw was a can lie between 0 and 1, okay, and a cannot be equal to 0, a cannot be equal to 1, and a cannot be negative, okay, and a cannot be negative, fine. So let us understand this conditions on a by looking at some examples here, right? Now first let us see why a cannot be 0. For example, say I'll write log of m to the base 0 is equal to x, okay? So let us take the same way here, fine. Now what this tells you actually, if you try to write it in the exponential form, right? So 0 power x is equal to m will get, okay? 0 power x will get, if you say, you'll get it as m, right? Now you know that 0 raised to power something, okay? 0 raised to power something. So 0 power 1, 0 power 2, okay? 0 power 2, what it means is 0 square, if we write, we can write it as 0 into 0. So these things, they are actually undefined in mathematics, correct? So these are actually undefined, correct? So these are all undefined terminologies. We don't know what is 0 into 0, okay? And 0 cube, okay? It doesn't make sense. So strictly we cannot write it as 0. Even while writing quadratic equations, right? So we will get it like, say you will solve the quadratic equation by factorization method. We'll say x minus 2 times x minus 2 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. Let us say, for example, okay? Now what we'll say is, if you remember, we used to take x minus 2 is equal to 0, or we'll say, okay, or x plus 3 is equal to 0, okay? That is, here you can treat x minus 2 as a number and x plus 3 as a number, okay? So one of them can be 0. The reason is, if you have a number, say 3 into 1 we know it 3 into 2 we know it is 6, but 3 into 0 it is actually 0, okay? This is defined, okay? 3 into 0 is defined, but 0 into 0 it is not defined, okay? 0 into 0 is not defined, fine. So no matter what the power you raise for 0, okay, so you won't be getting a defined value for m, okay? So that is the reason why 0 cannot be taken as base, fine. Now what happens when a is equal to 1? Let us see. That is one example, okay? That is one example. We are trying to take examples for these two. What happens if a is 0, that is base is 0, or base is 1, okay? Now say so log of m to the base 1 is equal to x, let us say, okay? Log of m to the base 1 is equal to x. We can take some numbers, it will be easy, okay? So here also you could have taken some numbers, see? You can say x is it's like this. If I write this example by taking numbers, you can say log of 5 to the base 0, call it as some number, say some p or something, okay? Then what you can write here is 0 power p is equal to 5, okay? No matter what value you give for p here, you won't get 5. So therefore log of any number, log of any argument to the base 0 is not defined, okay? So I've given you an example, it will be easy. Now let us take an example for this. Now say log say some 3 to the base 1 is equal to x. Okay, let us say the result is x. Okay, now what happens? Let us try to understand. Now convert this into exponential form. So we'll get it as 1 power x is equal to 3. Okay, 1 power x is equal to 3. Now tell me for what value of x, you will get the result as 3. 1 power 1 to the 1 raised to the power what is giving you the result as 3? Nothing, because 1 raised to any power, okay, 1 raised to any power is always is always 1, correct? So technically you don't get any value for x which will give you the result as 3 in this particular equation. Okay, so therefore taking base as 1, okay, so log to the base log of any argument to the base 1, it is actually undefined. Okay, so therefore if you see a is 0 and if you see a is 1, okay, then you can say log is undefined. Therefore we don't take those values. You can say if a is equal to 1 and a is equal to 0, then log is undefined. Okay, log function is undefined. Fine, so remember this. Okay, now and also if you can take for negative numbers also, right? Now let us see negative numbers now. So a should not be less than 0, that is a cannot take negative numbers, fine. But as I told you, there are few exceptions here. I would like to give one example where taking base as negative, it actually makes sense. Then why do we say this log of negative number is not defined? We'll see now, fine, right? For example, log of 16, okay, log of 16 to the base minus 2, okay, let us call it as a. Okay, now if I convert it into exponential form and if I can find a, then you can say this equation whatever I have written here, it makes sense. Okay, right? So what do we write here? So you can say minus 2 to the power a is equal to 16. Now if you put some values for a, okay, if you put some values for a, you can find that if a is equal to 4, okay, if a is equal to 4, okay, then minus 2 power 4 will be equal to 16. This actually it is valid. Then why do we say for negative value of base of the logarithm it is not defined? I'll tell you that. Okay, right? So you can easily write the answer. So here a, what can I write? Here a, I can write it as 4. So you can write like this actually, log 16 to the base minus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, now what we'll do is, instead of taking the argument as 16, now let us try to take it as 8. Okay, log 8 to the base minus 2. Now what is the answer? Let us keep it as some b. Okay, let us take it as some b. Now let us try to find out this b. Fine. Now minus 2 to the power b is equal to 8. Now for what value of b will you get plus 8? See, you have simply taken plus 8. Okay, right? Now you will find that 2 cube is 8. Okay, minus 2 cube, okay, it will be equal to minus 8. Okay, minus 2 cube will be equal to minus 8. Okay, then 2 power minus 3. Okay, 2 power minus 3 or minus 2 power minus 3, whatever you do, we won't get this answer. Okay, so we won't get this 8. All right, so all these solutions are invalid. So you can say b is not defined here. Okay, so b, we don't get a specific value in this particular equation, right? Now just now we observed that log 16 to the base minus 2, we got the result. Okay, we got the result and it is finite, we got it as 4, fine. But log 8 to the base minus 2, we can't really say what is the solution. Okay, it is actually undefined. Okay, so therefore log of any argument to the argument means input 8, 16 like that. Okay, log of that value, right? So log of any value to the base of negative number, okay, minus 2, minus 3, anything, right? So they are actually not defined. Here what we will notice is that it is defined only for a certain values. Okay, it is defined only for a certain values, fine. Now when you study about functions, okay, when you study about functions in mathematics, you will study something like, we can broadly classify functions into two types, right? Continuous functions continuous functions and discrete functions. Discrete means they will give the the function gives a output, okay, it gives a value only for a set of functions like this. See, these functions are called as discrete functions, right? Now for logarithm, okay, if you consider logarithm as a continuous function, then we don't consider this, okay, we don't consider the base to be negative, okay, only because log is a continuous function, we'll treat it as a continuous function. Fine, okay, right. Now what are the conditions for a then? So a cannot be 0, it cannot be 1, it cannot be negative, it can only be positive, okay, it can only be positive, a must be greater than 0, and a can lie between 0 and 1, not equal to 0, not equal to 1, okay. So these are the conditions on the base. Fine. Now depending on the base, okay, depending on the value of base, if it is greater than 0 or if it lies between 0 and 1, okay. Now how the graph looks, okay, how to plot the graph of logarithm, okay. Now let us see that. All right, fine. Yes, before going to the graphs, I'll show it to you in a bit. Let us look into the types of logarithms, okay. So these are the logarithm. So these are the most commonly used logarithms, okay. So first one is, we'll call it as common logarithm, okay, common logarithm, and the second one is, we'll call it as natural logarithm, okay, natural logarithm. Now what this common logarithm and natural logarithm means is, if it corresponds to the base, okay. So if the base, right, the base is equal to 10, so we'll call it as common logarithm. If the base is equal to e, right, now what is this e? E actually represents an irrational number, okay, it is actually a irrational number. You need to remember this. Fine, you have to remember this, its value. Now in your class 10 probably you would have studied well-known irrational number pi, correct? So how do you define it? It is the ratio of circumference to diameter, correct? Circumference to the diameter of a circle, and it is found to be constant for almost all, for every circle, not almost all, every circle it is a constant, right? Now its value, it goes like this, 3.141, like that, correct? So it goes on. Fine. It is an irrational number, okay. So same way this e, right, so this small e, it is also an irrational number. Now better to note down its value. So e, its value, it is somewhere around 2.71, it goes like that. Fine, right. Now for our calculation purpose in physics, we can take 2.7 or 2.71. Sometimes we'll even approximate it to 3, okay, depending on the situation. We will approximate it to 3 also, okay, but the first two decimal places are 271. 2.71 is the value of this e, small e, okay, fine. Now how to write common logarithm? For example, examples you can take for common logarithm, examples are, you can say like log 2 to the base 10, then log 3 to the base 10, any number, log x to the base 10, okay. Now all these things are example for common logarithm if the base is 10, right? Now for natural logarithm, the examples you can write it like this. You can say log 2 to the base e, now log 3 to the base e. Now what is this e? Now what, we know that it is an irrational number. What is its significance? How did we get it in the first place? Okay, so all those things you will learn in your mathematics, okay, right. Log 2 to the base e, then log 3 to the base e, in general log x to the base e, right? So all these things, all these examples are called as natural logarithms. Fine. Now while writing, okay, so you can say y is equal to log x to the base 10, okay. This tells you that it is a natural common logarithm function, okay, common logarithm. We will call it, whenever you say whenever you see the base as 10, we'll call it as common base. Fine, right. So this is common logarithm, and y is equal to log of base e to some x. X can be anything, right? So we'll call it as natural logarithm. Fine, we'll call it as natural logarithm. All right. Right now here Yeah, so there is one more way in which we will write this natural logarithm. Pay attention. We will write it as y is equal to ln x. Okay, ln, it stands for, read it in the from right to left, we'll call it as natural logarithm. Okay, natural logarithm. Fine. So ln stands for natural logarithm. It only means that whenever you see ln, you need to understand it is simply log x to the base e. Okay, log of x having, log of x having base as e. Okay, that logarithm function has base as e. All right, so that is all fine. So remember this expression here, y is equal to ln x. Okay, ln x, it also tells you that it is natural logarithm. So when you say the logarithmic function is a natural logarithm, so when the base is e, common logarithm means base is 10. Okay, fine. Now in your textbooks, okay, in your textbooks, some books they'll mention ln. So it is understood that they are talking about the logarithm as, the base of the logarithm as e, right? Now if they specify anything else, okay, so log x, okay, log x, mostly it refers to log x to the base 10. If they don't give anything, okay, if they don't give anything, you need to assume the base as 10. Okay, now eventually you'll understand. So once you become familiar with this, you'll understand just by looking at the expression, are they talking about base e or base 10, right? Okay, right. So these are the textbook notations which I have told you. Okay, and you can actually see that it varies from one textbook to another textbook, reference books. Fine. Okay, so no need to worry about that. As I told you, once you become familiar with the topic thoroughly, you can clearly differentiate whether it is natural logarithm or common logarithm. Okay, so for now no need to worry. All right. Yeah, so let us see how the graph works. Okay, how the graph looks for a logarithm. Yes, here you can see the graph of log. Okay, see, this is a nice website. It's a good website. You can actually access using your desktop or cell phone also. I hope you have some apps for this. Okay, so try. Okay, so if you want, you can try. It can plot any functions, mathematical functions. Right now, if you look at that red graph, see in the, just follow the mouse pointer here. So if you follow the mouse pointer here, the red color graph, it is actually showing you log y is equal to log x to the base b. I hope you can see the mouse pointer, right? So log x to the base b. Here I have taken b as 10. Okay, so if b is equal to 10, you know it is a common logarithm. Okay, common logarithm. All right, fine. Now you can actually try to see the values here. See, log of 1. Okay, so log of 1 to the base 10 is 0. Correct. See, the horizontal axis, right, it represents x. The vertical axis, it represents y. Now log of 1 to the base 10 is 0. That is what they are saying. Okay, so you can understand from the graph. Y is equal to log 1 to the base 10. Okay, now what you can write here? So yeah, let us say this is y. Fine. So what we can write here is 10 power y is equal to 1. Okay, 10 power y is equal to 1. Now what value if I put for y, I'll get the RHS as 1. Easy, right? Anything raised to the power 0, we know it as 1. So therefore 10 power 0 is equal to 1, which tells you that y is equal to 0. See, you can clearly see that from this graph, right? So 1 comma 0, if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. That is, if the function is y is equal to log of x to the base 10. Okay, now see, I have chosen the limits for b as greater than or equal to 1, and it goes up to 10, let us say. Okay, right. Now if you play, okay, so see, it is taking various values for b. Okay, even I can select it manually, right? Now when the base is 10, okay, when the base is 10, so you are saying common logarithm. Okay, now when I make the base as 1, okay, so what do we know? See, you are not getting any graph at all, correct? So it simply tells you that if the base is 1, okay, base cannot be equal to 1, right? So it tells you that it is undefined. All right, so this is the graph for log x. Okay, now let us try to keep it at 10. Now let us see few more values here. Okay, now if you take a look at 100, okay, So if you take a look at 100 here, see log 100 to the base 2. Okay, log 100 to the base 2. So what are we getting here? 100 comma 2. Okay, so how do we solve that? Again, so it's easy. Log of 100 to the base 10. I think I said 2. Okay, log of 100 to the base 10. Now how do we do it? 10 power y is equal to 100 if you convert it into exponential form. Now naturally you can say y is equal to 2, right? 10 square is equal to 100. Okay, so that is what that is what we get here, fine, right? So I hope you understood what is log, right? Now you can actually see for negative values also here, fine. Now what happens if the values are, for example, here you can say x is equal to 0.5. Okay, when it is 0.5, how we are getting negative? So we have something called as the log table. Okay, we have something called as the log table. So using that we will actually identify this, fine, right? Now what happens when x is equal to 0? You know that x is argument, right? X is argument, right? Now when x is equal to 0, so you know that it will be towards minus infinity. When x is equal to 0, y will be minus infinity. Okay, so we have seen that in yesterday's class, is it not? So this is how the graph of log looks like when its base is 10, or you can say when its base is greater than 0. See, you can, let me slide it. Now look at the b. Okay, b, it is 9.4 now. It is somewhere around 5 now. Okay, so you can take it up to 1.04. Okay, so say 1.1. When it is 1, it is not defined. Now anything greater than 0, okay, for anything greater than 0, you can see the nature of the graph. It will be like this. So in your notes, please write this down. So you can say this, you can call this as the y-axis, you can call this as x-axis, right? Now you can say this function y is equal to log of x to the base a, and you can say here a is greater than 0. Okay, a is greater than 0. If a is greater than 0, so this is the graph what you get. Okay, this is the nature of the graph, fine. This is the nature of the graph, fine. So please draw this diagram in your notes. Remember, y is log x to the base a, and a is greater than 0. That is, it starts from 1 onwards. Okay, it starts from 1 onwards, fine, right? Here you can, better take a greater than 1. Sorry, this graph is for, you can say a greater than 1. I'm so sorry. So take this as a greater than 1. Now we will see one more graph for which a will lie in between 0 and 1. Okay, right, now that we'll see it now. Okay, when the base is between 0 and 1. Okay, for example, let us take the value as 0.5. Okay, so we'll do a small verification. All right, so this is how the nature of the graph looks. Okay, so this is the graph, fine. Now if you take a look at this value here, see, when x is 4, y is equal to minus 2, correct? When x is 4, y is equal to minus 2. So that is what this point tells, right? So you can say that. Let us do a quick verification. Now when x was 4, that is when argument was 4. What is that? Y is equal to log x to the base 0.5. See, 0.5 lies between 0 and 1. I'm just trying to show you an example, fine. Now here, so say when x is equal to 4, y we got it as minus 2. Okay, so let us write it as minus 2, fine. So this x is actually 4. Let us verify that LHS is equal to RHS. That is all right. So you can say 0.5 to the power minus 2. So how to evaluate this? We'll write it as 1 by 2 to the power minus 2. So this will be 1 by 2 power minus 2. Now 2 power minus 2, if you bring it to numerator, you'll get 2 square, which is equal to 4. See, verified, right? So this will be the nature of the graph for a lying, that is the base value lying between 0 and 1. Okay, so please try to remember this, right? So let us try to draw a graph for this also. Okay, now this graph we have drawn for y is equal to log x, okay, to the base a, right? See, this base need not be 10 all the time. So for calculation purpose, we'll take 10 most of the time, okay? And sometimes. So for without any numbers, or you will come to know, okay? When we do when we do problems, you'll come to know, all right? So in such cases, this answer you can get it in terms of natural logarithms also, fine? Now here we are trying to tell the nature in more of a general way. What happens to what is the nature of the graph for base greater than 1? Now you know these are the values which a base can take, base of the logarithm can take, right? Now here you can say y is equal to log x to the base a. Now what is the condition here? A lies between 0 and 1. It is not equal to 1 and it is not equal to 0, right? Now the nature of the graph, it goes something like this, okay? Yeah, this is sufficient. So draw it as a smooth curve, okay? Yeah, this is the nature of the graph, right? Okay, so I hope you understood the conditions when you have to define a logarithmic function, right? Now what are the conditions for the argument and what are the conditions for the base, right? And I hope you can see from the graph also here, right? See, I'll try to plot both of them. See, y is equal to, that is if b, right, if the base is 10, okay, if the base is greater than 1, the red line is valid, okay, the red line is valid. Then if the base is greater than 1, the red line is valid, the red curve is valid. Now if the value, okay, sorry, if the base of the logarithm is in between 0 and 1, for example 0.5, this blue graph is valid, okay? See, both of them I have plotted at the same time, okay, right? So it's a good website, try it, all right? If you need help, you can just click on that question mark there. So there they have described how to type the equations and plot the values, okay, fine. So in the next class we will continue with logarithms again. 2 or 3 more classes we'll wind up with this logarithms, okay, fine. So yeah, see you in the next class.